didn't go to it last year because I was very new to being vegan, so I was a little bit hesitant. But yeah, obviously I'm here today in full support. It's kind of amazing, to be honest. It's really amazing to be part of. There are thousands of people here, and like so many people just watching and filming and taking pictures. And we've had a chance now. We were like really, you know, packed up, but we've kind of dispersed a bit now. And I just had a chance to. There were some lads filming just on the corner, and they were shouting some stuff. And he went, "Oh, but I like my burgers." So I said, "Have you ever tried a vegan burger, sir?" He's like, "Yeah, no, I have. They're actually all right." And we just got into this conversation, and he's saying like, "Well, what about milk and what about eggs and all of this?" So I basically told them, I asked them like if they were to consider changing their diet, what would their reasonings be, because I know that not everybody gives a shit about animals. And they were like, "Yeah, nah." Like, and then one guy was like, "Oh, I believe that God put animals on the earth for us to eat." So I debunked that because that's actually biblically incorrect. So yeah, I told them to watch What the Health on Netflix, because I was like, there's actually there's a lot of shit in food and stuff that they don't tell you about that's really not good for you. So I don't know, it was really nice, and they respected me and shook my hand and asked what my name was, and yeah, really cool. I think I want to try to start doing like more of this.
The best partnerships aren't dependent on a mere common goal, but on a shared path of equality, desire, and no small amount of passion. That's the sentiment I want to share with you today. It's obvious, marching with all of you, how much passion we have. Now,
he could smell the blood. He could hear the screams. He knew what was coming. He was desperate to escape. He had to run, but all his attempts failed. The monsters were coming for him. He was hit, he was shouted at, he was poked until he moved forward. But he didn't want to move. He didn't want to die. Today, millions of animals will die in the name of human greed. Every single one fights for their life. Every single one doesn't want to die. Whether it be for food, fun, sport, tradition, entertainment, culture, cosmetics, research, medicine, buildings or business, none of these is a valid excuse for animal abuse. All are simply evil. Not only that, but animal agriculture is causing 51% of greenhouse gases, ocean dead zones, forest degradation and species extinction, all of which is destroying the planet. By the year 2050, 1/3 of species will be extinct. The earth can't wait for us. We have to change now.
We stand together in solidarity for animal liberation, and we'll march into the streets and make sure our voices are heard. For every single time we turned a blind eye to their suffering, we owe them. For every single time we participated in their murder, we owe them. Being an activist is the very least we owe them. You know, when Ed and Luna brought out their animal rights film, Land of Hope and Glory, I watched it and I wept. I wept because I felt helpless. I weep because I could feel their suffering like it was my own and I couldn't stop it. But it was in that moment of helplessness that I realised I can do something. We can do something. We are doing something and we are not helpless. We can stop this. And by channeling all that emotion into our activism, mark my words, we will stop this.
It is believed by many that veganism is the moral baseline. However, this is untrue. Vegan activism is the moral baseline. And there's an analogy that sums this up perfectly. And the analogy goes, there is a man beating a dog with a stick. A second man comes down the road and sees the man beating the dog. Now the man with the stick says to the other man, I have another stick. Come join me and we'll beat and kill this dog together. Now the second man has three options. The first choice he can make is he can say, sure, I'll grab that second stick and I'll beat that dog with you. The second choice the man can make is he can say, I see what you are doing. What you are doing is wrong and immoral, and I will not participate in what you are doing. In essence, the second choice is veganism. Veganism is non-participation. It's seen an industry or an act that you don't agree with, and it's saying that you will not participate in it. But most importantly, the dog still gets beaten and still dies if the man takes the second option. The third option the man can take is he says, I see what you are doing. What you are doing is wrong and immoral, and not only will I not participate, but I will actively intervene and stop you. The third choice is vegan activism, because it's the only choice the man can make where the dog's life is saved, and as such, becoming an activist is the only choice that we can make which saves the lives of animals. It is time for us to stand up, speak up, and say no longer will we tolerate these industries that exploit and murder animals. No longer will we remain silent whilst those we care about are suffering. No longer will we allow these industries to continue. No longer will we allow these acts of evil to be carried out. It is time. It is time for us to rise up and shout, not in my name! These industries may have fooled us, deceived us into thinking it was okay to support the slaughter of animals, but no longer will we stand for it. And the fight ahead will not be easy. We'll face challenges because the corporations and industries that we're up against will not go down without a fight. But they will not win. They will never win. Because for all of their money and for all of their political influence, we have one thing they will never have. We have the truth.